Hello, I'm Sora Luxon, and this is Tarot Card The Lovers. This card is often described as the marriage, commitment, understanding card, and it can be symbolic of those things. But it can also represent the loving dissolution of a previous relationship that is going to allow both parties to part ways in an emotionally healthy manner, which is also a very authentic form of love. Here we have the depiction of what is clearly a balanced and positive relationship, a healthy bond, the unification of opposites which harmonize each other. But as you can see, those angels' hands of benediction may be signaling either joining together or peacefully separating these two individuals. So here you might have marriage, but you might also have mutually beneficial and appreciated happy separations. This often shows someone who has a deep knowledge of others and what drives them. Notice how everyone's arms are spread open, right? And their hands, for the most part, are facing upward. There are no restrictions here. Freedom is being shown. A great liberation of self without concerns about other people's opinions, without being shackled by exterior judgment or opinion. This is good, healthy relationships. Relationships in your life that reflect back to you self-esteem and self-respect. You are worthy, and your relationships are mirroring that worth back to you. This is also a mixture card. A mutually beneficial partnership is displayed. It doesn't always have to be sexual or intimate in nature, right? This could be a non-sexual partnership. But there are different parts coming together strongly here to work well together. This card is where the feminine and the masculine are brought together. It's an alchemical combinations card where you have in balanced harmony two differing forms working cooperatively or perhaps blending their traits to create a larger, more powerful whole. This could be describing various aspects or elements of something being integrated well, or possibly advising that some question or decision needs all the various and different elements to be acknowledged before a decision can be made. So this is also a card of beneficial meetings or contacts. Experiences or encounters that are going to be advantageous are shown here. Effective experiences, successful encounters, where all the elements are coming together, the joining together of contradictory parts to create a productive whole. So what to do if you pull the lovers upright? Love. It couldn't be more on the nose. Love yourself and others freely and completely. If there is some pesky question or decision, know that you're going to be able to comprehend all aspects of it, and you're going to take the best course of action. You might also notice here that the lovers are shown easily to be the height of the trees that they're standing in the foreground of. So think of yourself as confident, right? Be bigger. Choose to be around those that reflect that expansive sense of self-worth and self-respect back to you. If you can let go of any fears or anxieties, past regrets or guilt that may still be hiding in the corners of your mind, let it go. Let all of that go. Free those things. This is the Lover's card, which depicts not only being loving, but allowing yourself to be loved as well. So allow that freedom for yourself. Be tall, be loved, incorporate all parts into the greater whole. Humanity before the fall is shown here in Eden, and there's a comprehension of how relationships, including romantic, but not only romantic, are about the individual's growth within the greater dynamic. Eve's right next to the serpent of knowledge, right? There it is, the tree of knowledge and the serpent. And she looks up and away from her physical partnership, right? She's looking away from the man. She's not making eye contact with him. She's looking to the angelic above her. She's contemplating the insight of something greater. This is a mercurial air card of trust, where in total nudity, nothing is being hidden and everything is coming into combination. The symmetry of Gemini peaks here, with fruitfulness on one side and destruction in complementary opposition on the other side. In Hermetic magics, this is also a powerful psychological card. We have the flashing colors that are bringing the sun to full inspection. We have that conscious mind, masculine force, right? That symbol of the consciousness. Ever looking to the feminine subconscious, right? Who can't look back at him, but instead is taking all into herself and not paying any attention to the conscious mind. The subconscious is looking rather up, right? The only visual contact being made here, the only eye contact, is between the subconscious and the higher guardian angel, the higher self, the higher plane. Here is also a veiled suggestion of how sometimes you have to sacrifice the lesser option to continue on and be able to seek the better ideal or the higher ideal, right? You can't find the relationship you're meant to have, for instance, if you're stuck inside of one that you can't let go of that isn't as good. So we have here too, release of physical and materialistic, obviously temporal concerns, right? That is going to allow that incandescent sunlight of intuition and illumination to then be sought. And look how bright and brilliant that sun, that vital light is. Within mystery teachings, this is a card of great inspiration and intuition. Mostly passive. Actions are being taken or powers are rising. Impulse is being motivated by the intuition, by that subconscious self. Inspiration is advancing. If you pull the Lover's reverse is poisonous relationships or a poisonous relationship. All of those harmful or hurtful behaviors a person might take around a misinterpretation or corruption, subversion of love, like verbal or physical abuse, passive-aggressive or narcissistic behaviors, stalking, jealousy, obsession, love being weaponized perhaps, or leveraged against someone. It could be sexual love being leveraged against someone, maybe an individual's inability to approach intimacy or be intimate in a healthy way. All of those things which are the reverse of what a healthy, loving relationship is could be being hinted at here. Someone is toxic. Someone's emotionally, physically, or psychologically causing harm. This is the painful, but it's going to happen breakup card. That hurtful split that can't be avoided rather than a healthy parting of paths. Fighting, yelling, divorce, unstable, troubled, disturbed, uneven, or unequal interactions. Arguing. If there is a marriage in place, something is very out of balance within that marriage, within that partnership. It could be the dynamic of power inside of the marriage where one individual is dominating or too submitting, too submissive to the other individual. And it's creating this very chaotic, frenzied pattern. But something here is definitely skewed or just entirely unharmonized and one-sided, and it is a problem. Psychologically, the Lover's reversed can be pointing out the neurosis of fantasy, right? So outweighing actual or authentic, stable, and mature forms of relationship of love. It could just be fantasy in nature. A teenager preferring the illusion to the reality, perhaps, in an unhealthy way. Or someone with a fear of commitment or a fear of authentic reciprocal love could be shown. The Lover's reverse describes a very real lack of trust in the self or in another. It could be you're being bullied or forced into a choice or decision that you aren't prepared to make yet. If this card is in reference to you, it's time to be honest with yourself. You need to take a good hard look in the mirror and find the imbalance. You will need to seek balance, and maybe professional help might be called for. Everyone needs help sometimes. And if this card is pointing to you taking part in these harmful, hurtful, or psychologically imbalanced and dangerous behaviors, then get the help you need. You want to become that whole and healthy person you can be. Sometimes the Lovers reversed is simply pointing out the end of a relationship. So end it if necessary, or find out what is out of balance and fix it. There could be some agreement that's been made between you and another that's now out of balance and it just needs to be reapproached and renegotiated. So do that and do it now. It's time to own up to what's going on, whether it's with you or a person who's significant to you. Stuff is a mess and it needs to get worked out. So look at it hard and take responsibility for it, right? Whether you created the problem or not, that problem is there and you haven't dealt with it yet. And that, at the very least, is on you. If others aren't willing to make the effort that's going to be necessary to work out whatever is going sideways here, then withdraw. Relationships are a two-way street after all, and you will not be able to repair a relationship that requires at least two alone. If you're engaging in any of the toxic behaviors I mentioned, you need to step back. You need to stop. You absolutely need to withdraw. If you can't stop yourself, get professional help to stop. If there is some big decision to be made, wait. Don't. Not yet. Wait until you can see all the parts in order to make the right decision. And on a less serious note, if you pull the Lovers reversed, sometimes it just means you need to recognize that it's okay to be single. It's okay to just be alone. It's okay to not love everyone all the time. It's okay to not be in a relationship if you don't want to be. You might need some downtime to figure yourself out, and there's nothing wrong with that. It is highly commendable and respectable to work on the self before engaging in a relationship with someone else. Until next time.